You ever been so broke you can't even think? That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'll tell you what, the brokest I am, this is the brokest I've been since I've been out of prison. I feel more hopeful being sober and clear-minded than I ever have with a lot of money since I got out of prison and smoking weed. I am in a totally different headspace. I feel great about my life again. I was working for a freight brokerage and I had to quit the freight brokerage because not only did I not believe in what they were doing, they were like separating leads and all this BS, right? And but I didn't believe in the people there. It wasn't even about the money, because I'm actually working at a auto dealership and I'm not making nearly as much money, right? So I want to tell you kind of about what's going on, why I left the freight brokerage. If you've been following my story on YouTube, I'm just literally documenting everything that's happening, because when I hit and become rich, I am going to be able to look back on this, and you guys too. You can not only look at how horrible my content is, because I'm just learning YouTube, right? My freaking thumbnails probably suck, everything sucks, right? But you gotta be willing to suck. One thing I know about YouTube, you gotta be willing to suck. But on another note, I want to just like document everything so I can look back and not only get better at my videos, but also give you what a real look into like an entrepreneur lifestyle, because I'm a hustler, right? I haven't stopped. Just because I'm broke don't mean you got to stop hustling, right? I've been grinding since I've been out of prison, almost 6 years now. Multiple hustles. It started with a cleaning service. Cleaning service went to a concession stand. Concession stand went to an auto dealership. Auto dealership went to a tattoo shop. Tattoo shop went to freight broker and did that for 3 years, logistics, but I did that for somebody else. And it got to the point where I was like, man, I want to just do my own thing, because I'm tired of working for people who are scumbags, right? And I can't get mad at the job necessarily, at the freight broker stuff, because I took it and I did learn crazy amounts of skills. I learned logistics, I learned leads, how to get leads. I learned all their systems. I learned landing pages. I learned all about their little websites and their funnels and everything. And I was able to transmit all the knowledge I learned from that brokerage into my own social media and my own funnels and lead magnets. And I ended up creating a course, right? A freight broker course that breaks everything down, right? And I would never suggest work at a freight brokerage ever again. I've been applying to freight brokerages and stuff, right? And all of them are a scam. They're a freaking scam. You can't, if you work for them, right? You got to think about this. It only costs $1,200 to start a freight brokerage, maybe $1,500 tops if you want to do it like premium. You don't need insurance. All the risk and everything is literally on the driver. It's not even on you. You don't need none of that stuff. So to me, as an entrepreneur, it's a scam, right? Because they make you sign non-competes where you can't compete with somebody. So basically, when you get out of, like if you quit, you can't even become a freight broker, or you can't take none of your customers. So you're literally building, and the longer you work there, the more customers you have, and then they just take it from you. Like when I resigned, they just shut me out of they're like, nope, you don't resign. You're fired right here. We don't do 2 weeks. And I had like, customers in my funnel and all that stuff. But whatever, man, God's doing something in my life that was, amazing. Anyways, I don't even care, honestly, right? I did at first. I had resentments towards these people, and honestly, I probably still do, because I'm just really mad at myself that I even worked there for these people for so long. And then when I got out of it, I'm seeing all the freaking crap, all the stuff I signed, because I was just excited to work there. I thought it was like a real opportunity, and it ended up just being a scam. Whatever, move on. So I ended up applying at a bunch of restaurants. So my plan was, quit the freight brokerage. My plan was to resign. I wasn't even going to quit the freight brokerage. I was just going to resign my 2 weeks and find a job at a restaurant where I can make quick cash and supplement my income. Because my my Facebook, I get paid to post on Facebook, so you know, my rent is basically covered. I do have a brand new truck, so that's basically, you know, the main concern, because my truck payment's like $1,100 a month. It's a brand new truck. I didn't put any money down. Never put any money down on any of my vehicles. You don't really have to, right? As long as, you know, but your payments are going to be high. So they got me on a crazy APR because my credit's shot. I took out a bunch of loans when I got out of prison, and when I took out the loans, I started an auto dealership, and that failed. So my credit ended up going down, and I had to basically max out my credit cards to live. So no credit, truck payments killing me, whatever. You know, Facebook pays my rent. So I wanted to supplement my income with a restaurant job, because I made like $300-400 a night. You could, I mean, sometimes you got to work a double. There's times I've made $1,400 in one night. It varies depending on the, you know, how much foot traffic the restaurant got. So my plan was to resign, get a job at a restaurant that's serving alcohol. I could do bartending and stuff, and I worked for a restaurant when I first got out of prison for almost 3 years, and that didn't work out. I went and applied all these restaurants, and God was literally just blocking me. He doesn't want me around alcohol, especially early in my sobriety. I've been sober about 30 days. I had a problem smoking weed, drinking, but it wasn't like an alcoholic where if I drink, I'll go crazy like drinking. But if I drink, I might open myself up to coke. Whatever the case may be, I like to party, and I've always been like that. I've been, you know, my family's full of addicts and alcoholics, and it runs in my family. So I'll go crazy with some alcohol, and I don't want to do that. So I got into AA, quit smoking weed, one of the hardest things I ever had to do. And now, when, you know, I wasted a lot of time. So now I'm working at an auto dealership. They're paying me minimum wage, which is okay, but if I sell cars, then it's the, you know, the greater of. So if I sell more cars than the minimum wage, I'll get the cash, and they're paying me $10.99 through my company. And like, it's kind of like full circle, because when I first started, I had my own dealership, right? So with that being said, working at a dealership, everything's going good, but the drive is an hour there, hour and a half back. I don't really know what I'm gonna do about my truck. I don't want to give it back because it's a brand new truck, you know. And I'm just going through it, honestly, but I feel hopeful. My sobriety has like literally just cleared my mind. I have a bunch of stuff in, you know, working in the works, and I'm not gonna give up, of course. It's I think about day 36 since I quit my job, and probably like day 33 of me quitting smoking and alcohol. I'm just totally done with all types of substances. I need to be clear of mind, especially in this time of grind. All right. So my idea, you know, this is what I'm thinking. If I have to, I'm just going to rent a car, right? I'm just going to go to Hertz and rent a car and pay $250, maybe just like a little slider, and pay $250 a week for the car, drive back and forth to work. But there's a clause in my lease. I have a lease down here in Newport Richey. I'm driving to Tampa, that's the hour. I have a lease down here that I can get out of as long as I give 30-day notice. So my idea now is stack up some cheese, get out of my lease, right? Maybe make a couple viral videos on Facebook or something, get paid $2-3 grand, get out of my lease, move to Tampa, grind at this car dealership, you know. But at the moment, I'm broker than I've ever been in my entire life, and I just want to like literally document this stuff, because it's you know, I need to document it because I want to show you guys, like, I'm struggling, but I'm hopeful, and I want to show you the miracle that God's gonna actually do in my life. I've been going to food banks and stuff, applying for food stamps. So I haven't made any money at the dealership yet. I've only been there a couple days. But like I said, I'm extremely hopeful about the stuff that's going on in my life. And I just want to share, document this stuff, because, you know, it can definitely help you out too. Think about getting, you know, if you got a license, you can just rent a car. You don't have to go finance a car, you know, at least on initial grind. And mainly just kill your ego and kill your pride. I'm thinking like, I don't want to use car, I don't want to rent a car, what are people going to think of me? But the people who are thinking anything of you anyways are not going to spend any money with you. They're not spending nothing with you. They ain't gonna give you no money. No one's giving me nothing since I've been out of prison. I'm talking about nothing, dude. No one's giving me a dime. But that's okay, because when I get rich and I finally hit, guess who's getting nothing? You know what I mean? And that's when they come back around. This, you know, this entrepreneur journey, they don't really believe in you, because if they did, they would help you out, you know? But that's okay. Not even mad. I just know I believe in myself and I believe in God, and you guys should too. The weed was killing me, man. It was like a full circle. I would smoke, be tired, lazy, and then I would feel bad about smoking the weed because I know that God's not calling me to smoke the weed. But then when I smoke, I feel depressed, so I smoke because I'm depressed. And it was like a full circle. And I'm spending money I didn't even have. I was up to smoking an eighth a day. You know, that may not be a lot, but from truly, if you spend, you know, I have a prescription. It's like $20, $25 a day, depending on what kind of weed. Sometimes like a $30, you know, eighth, 30 bucks or something if you get some really good stuff. So you guys can do it. Sobriety is definitely the game changer. I'm thinking about renting a car. I don't exactly know what's going to happen, but I'm working at the dealership. I'm very hopeful. You know, my son's good. My son loves me more than ever. I'm a single father. So just, you know, that's kind of like what I rest on, that my son loves me. And, you know, no matter what, because you could be rich and your kids not love you. I want it all. I want health. I work out every day. I'm in the best shape of my entire life. I'm starting to get swole. Muscles starting to pop out. Six-pack starting to show. I want it all. So I'm basically working out until I hit, you know what I mean? Like, by the time I'm successful, as far as like monetary, financially successful, I'll already be ripped, have the muscles, and my son loves me. I will literally have everything that I want in my life. But for the meantime, I gotta kill my ego, gotta kill my pride, and God's showing me that before I get successful, I need to kill all that. You know, if you guys need help and you got out of prison, I know a lot of guys are watching my stuff in prison. Drop me a comment. I will do anything in my power to help you, or you could always DM me on Instagram. Let me know if you like these videos. I'm still tweaking the thumbnails and everything, but like I said in the beginning of this video, you have to be willing to suck. You gotta be willing to suck, man. So I love y'all, and I hopefully catch y'all. Like I said, you need me, hit me up on Instagram, and make sure you like and share this video. Love you guys.